Bill Maher recently lamented the polarization of public discourse, and guess who he blamed it on?
I feel like the reason the people are so polarized is Fox News. I think of all the things that changed in America, Fox News changed the most.
He's right. If it weren't for Fox, we'd all be in lockstep because the rest of the media is as compliant as pizza dough. So Maher's really whining about competition. We'd all get along if you just agreed with him. It's a nostalgia shared by the president, hearkening back to when liberals owned the playing field, the teams, the refs, the cheerleaders. So now a new team arrives, FNC, kicks your butt, and you scream polarization. See, leftism thrives absent of competition, which is why lefties hate competition. If Maher were a tennis player, he'd prefer hitting against a backboard than facing an opponent. The seal-flapping audience of his is Ben Gay. Here's what Jerry Seinfeld had to say to Maher's point.
I think you do have a better argument that each side just talks to its side, listens to its
right.
side. That's polarizing. To blame it all on Fox News doesn't seem completely
Could you argue?
He's right. We like having our assumptions met, especially when we're old like me. But this thought segregation thrives on campus, where polarization is enforced, disguised as tolerance. The left deems your position hateful, which allows for their mob rule. But maybe it's time for us righties to move beyond confirming ideas and try some converting. The hot tub of agreement is comforting, but what's better is persuading others why it feels so good to be there. Articulating your position to people who really rarely hear it takes guts, charm, and homework. It also means getting out of your comfort zone, which can be fun, especially if you're drunk. Do you think, Andrea, that Seinfeld makes a decent point that the discourse has become segregated, which is natural because we like being around people who agree with us?
Of course. But before Fox News, there was nowhere to get the other side of the story.
Yes.
So Fox News did the country a disservice. Now, they would like to believe that Fox News is so big and so powerful and they dominate all these other news organizations. That's what Maher went on to say. But you look, Greg, of all the stories of this White House actually coordinating with news networks, relying on MSNBC and CNN and putting their people, while President Obama is currently in office, there to do their bidding. I mean, there's been a number of accounts of Organizing for America working with outside groups, Media Matters, writing newscasts. One ex-MSNBC employee said, basically, Media Matters was writing our newscasts every night.
Yeah.
So they're upset because they used to have, as you point out, a monopoly and a total domination. But your point about getting outside of the circle is a really good one. It's get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
And not a lot of people like to go into areas and talk to other people and other voters. It's easy to talk to someone who agrees with you. It's tough to talk to somebody who doesn't. And that, I think, is an important point for the Republican Party to note if they want to stay relevant.
Right. Eric, I've noticed you're one of the few people that actually does talk to people who don't agree with you. Like, I know that you drank with people from MSNBC, which I'm disgusted by. But I mean,
And by the way, they don't buy drinks back. That's the really weird thing I told someone. I do, because I want to hear their side of it. But I'm trying to figure out what Bill Maher, what's the problem here, Bill? You got NBC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, Media Matters, HuffPo, Politico, the White House briefing room, all on your side. You don't want to see the other side?
Yeah.
It's some of the most interesting stuff when you listen to the other side. Just put the other channel on for a while and listen to it, and you go, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow on Fox, because that's what they're thinking. They're out of their mind. Showing the other side is just fantastic. And I won't drink with them anymore if you don't want.
No, you can still drink with them. Bob, I'm going to go to you last because I want to see your head explode.
Yeah, please. Because I got so much to say. Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. But the fact, really what they're saying is they don't want competition. That's all it is.
And the competition is actually really good. I was talking about, I think that the Republican communications apparatus of communications is better than in years past. But I also think conservative media, that the writing is better, the reporting. You mentioned Steve Hayes, his reporting on Benghazi compared to anybody else, second to none. And the quality is better. Now, the presentation won't be necessarily so. You look at some of the conservative magazines that come to my house, I'm like, guys, update the font.
Yes.
Okay, that's.
And they still dress like P.J. O'Rourke.
I love P.J. O'Rourke, and I love the conservatives, but
don't wear khakis to the beach.
No.
You know, come on, people. All right, Bob. Latest Gallup survey found that 60% of Americans don't trust the media to report the news at all. It's an all-time low. Is that so bad?
No, well, I think it's not all that bad. But let me get a couple things straight here. First of all, we don't like competition. No, well, we don't like competition. We don't get any competition from you guys, number one. Number two, the idea, Maher is talking about polarization. I wrote a book on polarization. It started in 85, before Fox News was around. And the other thing is, if you want to get some really competition out of the White House, Dana's White House, when they had the right-wing radio talk show hosts all the way down this line.
That was a brilliant event, by the way. Talk Radio Day? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's right.
Radio Row? That was a brilliant PR move, I might say.
It was. But so it wasn't as if this is something that the Democrats
thought up. It was only radio. We didn't you had all the rest of the media. I mean, give us one day.
The idea that all the rest of the media is just...
But isn't Bill Maher polarizing himself?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean...
You think that?
I mean, it's a pretty ridiculous comment coming from him.
He's a big fan of polls, that's for sure.
Polarity rates.
Yeah, that's true. It does. I meant stripper polls, not the other polls. All right, when the 5 returns.